our state, Niger State. Today is Tuesday, the third day in the month of February, year 2025, 26. Sorry, studio time check is 9:37 a.m. I am Usman Apaya, your presenter on your favorite morning show, the Badeggi Radio Link. Welcome you on board. On the program today, we shall be looking at pension matters. Yes, today is all about pensioners and their plight. What is the plight of, the plight and complaint of pensioners in Niger State? It has gone to the extent that some pensioners are casting a spell on the government, which is not too healthy, and we think it's important that we bring this so that some of the gray areas could be looked upon, even though this has been talking about pensioners. It has been a recurring decimal in Niger State. Some days back, pensioners actually met at UK Bello at Theatre Mina to express their grief and come up with a deliberate plan on how to protest against the government of Niger State over their pension benefits, ranging from their gratuity, pension, 7.5, and other pension related issues that is hanging on the neck of the government, even though the government of Niger State had repeatedly come to say that most of the pension issues were inherited from the previous government. So it is believed that the government is a continuous process. When you inherit the good things, you don't talk about them, but you only talk about the bad ones you inherited. So government everywhere in the world is a continuous process. When you come, you inherit all the limited liabilities that is on the ground. Now, pensioners have been expressing their grief over the inconsistency in their payment, and most of them could not get their gratuity. Most of these pensioners rely on gratuity to buy houses, because after serving the government for almost 35 years or thereabout, most people could not have house on their own. For you to have house on your own when you go working with government, it's all depend on where you work and the kind of a benefit you can have, or advantage you can have. Else you cannot build house, unless of course government have quotas for you where you can be paying instrumentally. Now, many pensioners are waiting for their gratuities and other pension benefits to have house. Those who have house, they want to take care of their medication. Those who don't have health challenges, they want to have a business, something they can do to continue to earn, to make life go on. And they have a lot of responsibility. So, the problems, everybody has own peculiarities. The problems are peculiar. But since they have worked and served, it is important that government will have to pay them. And any government that want to succeed anywhere, they must make sure that the pensioners are being taken good care of. And this is the more reason why we are bringing this issue. This is People's Radio, the type of complaints, the barrage of complaints this radio is receiving day in, day out from pensioners. If we are to be speaking about the issues that is being brought to us here, I don't think we'll have time to do any other program. But at times, intermittently, we'll have to keep, a pause to bring some pension issues so that government, even if they are working, they have to redouble their effort to make sure they settle pensioners. And like I said, when pensioners met at the UK Bello at theatre to deliberate on how to protest against the government, there was an intervention. The government of Niger State actually come to respond to say that they are going to do something very quickly, so much so that the governor has set up a committee to look at some of the issues so that they can resolve them, even though he said that his government, the government of Niger State as a president, have no any debt hanging on his neck, meaning that the government is not holding any pensioner. What is outstanding is issue of gratuity, and that the gratuity is not inherited. It's not inherited by this government. It wasn't this government that incurred it. And like I said, government is a continuous process. So we want to, before continue with the program, we want to call on the former governor to actually do something very quickly so that these pensioners, most of them are already dying. Some people, there are a lot of cases of pensioners who die while mentioning their pension. At the end of the day, they give up the ghost. There was a particular case of a particular pensioner who was mentioning his pension. The last word on earth was Allah ya Isa. And when we have pensioners or people, casting spell on government, it is dangerous, not only to the government but to the entire society, because the government or the governor is the pilot, driving the ship, and whatsoever happened to the pilot, all members on board will definitely be affected one way or the other. So we want to stay free, we want to stay, with a society that will be, going without much problem, even though you can never have a society without problem. So some of the issues, we have a particular pensioner who actually approached us. A lot of them, but this morning we shall be taking one of the many issues we have that is before us on this radio, that are needed to be amplified so that those concerned should do the right thing. As it is now, one of the plight of the pensioner is that this issue of my life is causing a lot of problem. You see a pensioner who is collecting 3 to 6,000 naira monthly will have to go after 6 months to do this my life, and the process, most of these people are old people, they are tired, and you have to go to cafe to do this thing and submit the results to the pension board. Either you send it through whatever means, somebody who is from Rijau, somebody from Kontagora, somebody from Mokwa, from Suleja, from Agwara, from Bogu, and the like. All you have to submit it down to me now. Whatever way you follow to submit it, it's not going to be easy. It's not an easy task. So you just have to submit, because it is something that will show that you are still alive, as your pension will continue to be given to you. And another challenge again that is being brought, as a result of this My Life thing, many pensioners have forfeited their pension because they cannot go through the rigorous of the screening or the online this thing. If you don't have a child who will help you to do this thing, or somebody who will volunteer to help you, definitely you can't do it on your own. Most of these pensioners, because of their age and their vulnerability. Now, another issue have came up, which is the directive from the DG of pension, where they said that anybody who could not have his my alaf ready on or before the 15th of every month will definitely suffer to get his pension. Probably he might not get his pension for that month. So that is another very, very big challenge to the pensioners, and this will make more pensioners who already trying to see how they can meet up with this challenge again. I think it will discourage some pensioners again to continue to do, because even if you look at the money that you are getting, 6,000 naira, even the transportation, the cafe work and other things will even consume the money. So I think it's something that is of worrisome, and they are calling that the government should actually upgrade their pension so that even if they can put them within the range of minimum wage, which is 70,000 naira in Niger State today, or sometimes the governor say 80,000 naira, but I think what people are getting is 70,000. Whatever it is, the government should see how this pensioner could be upgraded, even if it is minimum or even above that. I have had interview with one pensioner and he's suggesting 200,000 naira, but I know that is not realistic. What is realistic is at least minimum wage or something a little bit above that could do well. So I think it's very, very important. And another very issue again we're having in the pension is the abandonment of files. People who retired now, about few months back, after 6 months before retirement, you've been going through the process of retirement, filing, doing all the filings and whatever. As it is now, most of their files is being dumped at pension board. We don't know. We have some issues that we have to follow up, and from our findings, we realized that because of lack of materials to do work, pension files are being dumped. They're supposed to be taken to appropriate place where they can start getting their monthly pension. But many files have been dumped for close to 4 months now. We don't know what is happening, and we think we should bring this into the fore so that those who are concerned should provide explanation to all this. Again, one very disturbing issue is the issue of 7.5. Many people, the issue of 7.5, it's a law that has been repealed. The past administration has repealed the law. This government have actually assented to that, and some people have started getting their own 7.5 refund. The most troubling thing about this thing is that when you are with your colleagues contributed and they've given you, they did not give others, it's a problem. And this has to do with the PFS. Some are complaining about their PFS. Some are now saying no, already it has been approved. So the mop of phone is now, whether it is in the bank, whether it is with the PFF or it is with the pension board, we don't know what is happening. But actually, people are really complaining and they are crying, and this money is running to billions. So why should you hold people's money? This is from personal contribution. 7.5 was being taken out of your salary, and the law that established that has been repealed. So why should the money be whole? And one very funny thing about this is that even staff of pension board are victim of this circumstance. They are victim of their 7.5 not being remitted or refunded to them. So you have a problem as a pensioner. You work as a worker in the pension board. You want him to help you solve your problem while he too is having problem. How do you think he's going to have that confidence, that the energy to work for you? So this is the more reason why many pensioners, when they go to pension board, they keep on insulting or casting spell at pension workers, not knowing that they too are having problem. If I am working for you and I have not been paid, do you think I'm going to have that energy to work? I think it's not going to work. So pension workers too are not free. We are saying this thing because I have had the privilege of having some pensioners casting spell at those workers, saying that Allah is Idemosu, Allah is Kudi. Most of these workers, I am telling you, I have done my investigation, they are not being paid. Their 7.5 have not been reformed. So wherever this money is hanging, I think they should make it they should release it so that pension workers can have their money so that they can work for people. That's this one. So we have another very special case here we want to bring, among many other issues that is there with the pensioners. And this program is going to be very, very interactive. We're going to, it's strictly for pensioners. We're going to open the phone line for the pensioners to say some of the plights that we have not said, because some certain things I don't want you to hear it from my own mouth, or I don't want to hear it coming from the radio. But let the pensioners call and tell. And probably the pension board, who is saddled with the responsibility of taking care of these pensioners, if need be, if they see it find worthy, you can call to provide explanation based on what we have actually brought to the fore. And you'll be surprised that we are going on air to say this thing, because we are tired of going or roaming about, going to government ministries and MDS departments and agencies to ask them to come and provide explanation to issue that concern the public, or it's a public service though, and we want you to come and provide explanation to the public. But all our efforts, many at times, to go to government, they don't respond. They can only acknowledge the receipt of your letter, your letter, but for them to respond positively, to talk to the people, not to the radio, but to the people concerned, they will not turn out. And that's the more reason why we have adopted a style of going to do our little investigation, to say those ones that are palatable. The ones that are unpalatable, I think they could be mentioned by those who are being affected, the victims. So we have a letter here from that is want to use as one of the reference. This man have taken it official, and he have actually copied us, and we want to read out the letter, even though all this letter has been copied, and I think it's back with affidavit. So we have this one coming from El Yakubu Mohammed Lamis with his address, and he wrote this letter is addressed to DG, Director General, Niger State Pension Board, Mina. He said, unsettled monthly pension arrears in respect of El Yakub Mohammed Lamis. with his RB number. Now, in case you missed it, I wish to draw your attention to my unsettled monthly pension arrears amounting to 1,694 naira to 28 kobo. Now, monthly pension, that's okay, for the period of 19 months spent without receiving my monthly pension. You will recall that I retired from service of Niger State government in March 13th, 2016 after putting in 35 years service without receiving my monthly pension until in October 2017, almost 2 years after. The calculation is that my approved monthly pension of 54,000 naira, when multiplied by 19th month, my 19th unsettled month, will be tantamount to over 1 million naira as quoted above. However, it is to be reminded that I have since collected the sum of 764,000 naira, 746,190 naira. He said the check of this amount were received on December 3, 2018 and August 28, 2024 respectively. I attach here with photocopies of the said mentioned check. Let me also stress for the benefit of prosperity that the continued non-settlement of our monthly pension arrears is a gross violation of our fundamental right, which is totally condemnable, and it is not to be accepted because it is abusive. Thanks for your thanks to the former governor of Niger State, Chiefs of Dr. Muazu Babangida Aliu, who combined both monthly pension arrears and gratuities to settle retirees once and for all, with every hope that the former governor Umar Mohammed Bago will emulate the chief servant and grant the retirees their wishes. Thanks and looking forward. Yes, I think this letter is being copied to the former governor Umar Mohammed Bago, the executive governor of Niger State Government House, Mina, the commissioner, Public Complaint Commission, Federal Secretariat, Mina, the chairman / secretary, Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, the chairman / secretary, Nigerian Union of Pensioners, NUP, Niger State, the chairman / secretary, Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Niger State, the Badeggi Radio, Hilltop, Mina, and many others, Nigerian Television Authority, Niger State. So many people have been copied this later. So this is our own, and we think we should bring it here so that we can discuss it. So that is the issue. Now, like I said, it's going to be interactive program. Let's have a conversation on the plight and complaint of pensioners in Niger State, based on some of the issues we have brought, some of the complaints about pensioners. What do you think is the way forward? Because we've been discussing pension, and as if the government is not too moved about this issue, just like issue of water that we are discussing in Niger State. You want to wonder whether this thing is not getting to the ears of the authority concerned. So, like water issue, we are bringing pension issue. Let's have a discourse. Let's have a discussion over this issue so that at least if your issue is being discussed, you will know that yes, people cares about you. So pensioners, what they want is to love. They need concern. They need to be cared. They need people who can help them, make their own case. And this is the more reason why we at this radio amplifying this issue so that together we'll chew and digest it. So let's open our phone line to give you the opportunity. So you can reach us on 09138579001, and on Facebook you can post your comment at our Facebook page at Badeggi Radio 90.1 MSFM, where you can comment on the program. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
We really appreciate all your efforts.
Thank you, sir.
We continue to pray for your long life and prosperity together with your members of the crew, that is Badeggi Radio.
Amen.
For your big concern for all of us. I'm also a pensioner, and therefore I may be speaking on behalf of ourselves. Honestly, number one, the issue of I'm alive. I want to make some little correction there.
Okay.
So actually, you have to, according to what they told us, that it has to be done 6 monthly. And every month, that is, they kept on announcing it. So, and that by the time you have done it, it is the responsibility of that your bank to make their submission to the, I think they have a way of linking up that with the various banks so that they can, collect all this, and then from there they process the payment. So I think some people, sometimes they don't go there. Sometimes, if it is done, the banks themselves, they don't submit. So otherwise, you are not supposed to carry your life to the pension board, actually. They will tell you that you don't need to bring it to pension board. Just do it, then the banks will now forward it to them. So I think the problem may be either from the banks, as the case may be, or from individuals who did not do that. But apart from that, honestly, we are suffering, just as you have said. And the most painful aspect of the whole thing, Mr. Paya, do you know that we have a union that is not functioning, which they call NUP, Nigerian Union of Pension, Niger Council, for example, Niger State. So the Niger State has a pension union, but it's not functional. You will never find them coming to you people, even at Radio Badeggi, to tell us some of the things they have done so far and some of the things that are left. And Usman Apaya, let me also tell you that even from the meager amount of money we, the pensioners, are collecting, do you know that this union, they are still collecting money from us as Union D? Everybody is again paying money as Union do with you. Where is this money going to? And you will never see these executives coming to Badeggi Radio to tell us exactly what they are doing. We are the pension, we are the executive council. They call the executive council Niger State Union of Pension, chapter. But where are they? They have executive secretary. And even the last meeting we had, yes, do you know that it was arranged by Jack, Joint Action Committee? They are the one who called us that day to meet at UK Bello. And all of us gathered there. Do you know that even the chairman of NUP did not come? The so-called executive secretary at NUP, he didn't even come. All of them did not come to that place. Then eventually, when they heard that we want to go to government house, then they ganged up with NLC, with some other people, and then they now went to government house and to meet Bago. And they now put their pictures there that they have met Bago and former governor, and former governor said this, said that. They didn't allow people to go there. But they didn't show up in our meeting. Only Jack and some other few people from the union of directors attended that meeting. But NUP did not come.
Thank you very much. Because of that, we have to take a little bit to bring you flash news.
Honestly, we don't even need that union any longer.
Okay, thank you very much. I think listeners, at this point, we have to take a little breather to bring you the news flash. And when we come back, the phone line will be open again for pensioners to say their plights themselves, and let's think of a way out. Lamentation is not going to take us anywhere. So please stay and don't go anywhere.
FM.
News. Get the latest news in Nigeria and the world on Badeggi Radio. We give you the latest updates and keep you informed 10 a.m. every morning with News Flash. Keep up with what is happening on the globe with news at 12 noon and get more information with news at 5 p.m. Get all you need to know in one place.
News.
A very wonderful good morning to you and welcome to Badeggi Radio News Flash. Former Attorney General of the Federation, AGF Abubakar Malami, has filed an application at the Federal High Court in Abuja, seeking to set aside an interim forfeiture order placed on properties seized by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Free nationwide training targeting 10 million Nigerians on financial inclusion and financial literacy was kicked off yesterday by the federal government with the signing of a memorandum of understanding with 6 professional bodies. And the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has promised to give free application documents to persons with disabilities registering for this year's Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. And that's the news flash. Thank you for listening, and do stay tuned by 12 for the full bulletin.
Badeggi, 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 Badeggi Radio
90.1 FM.
Listeners, you're welcome back to your favorite program. This morning, we are looking at patient matters, the plight and complaint of patients in Niger State. What is the way out? Want you to let's have a conversation. Drop your comments on the platform at Badeggi Radio 90.1 FM that's on Facebook, and you can as well, call our line 091385790001, and we can have the conversation together on way out. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Abaya.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Abdurrahman Abdul Malik, a pensioner.
Yes.
Now, I retired 2016. The issue about the 7.5 is like a miracle. And a concerted effort by some people to block people from having access to their entitlements. We have 3 categories of people entitled to this 7.5%.
Yes.
Like you said, that from the background, these monies were deducted on monthly basis and were supposed to be remitted to the PFEs. The first category of the wounded people by the thieves in government, they are the one called zero account. For zero account, what they mean is all the money for the 7 years of contribution went to individual or collective accounts in government. Then we have the second category, which is about missing account. These are a class of pensioners or contributors who only part of their contributions went to their PFEs. Then I'm affected in that class. Because the first year was remitted to my PFE, but the remaining 6 years were embezzled by government officials. The third category are those whose PFEs are fraudulent themselves. They are withholding their contributions and not servicing them. Now, the wickedness of this thing, which I want the world to know, is that if I had been paid my money in 2017, which is my entitlement, not privilege, what I could have bought with that amount of money in 3 items or 4, today, even if I'm paid, I only buy 1 item because of inflation. 2, the money that those who are lucky enough to have their money related to their PFA, these people were paid even profits. But if today I'm going to be refunded by government, I will only be paid what was stolen. There will be no profit. So it's double injury. And that is the way that government is not looking at it. We have been wounded. We have been injured. We have been finished for long. And I want, if the society still has sanity, some people should begin to think like human beings and not like beasts. Honestly, Mr. Apaya,
Yes, sir.
this is a total insult to humanity. This money, like you said, was deducted every month. There was this deduction. And now, to refund, we made a case when Abubakar Sani Bello was governor, and he said he was going to investigate. If you realize that government borrowed that money, he was going to make refund. But if it were people involved in embezzling that money, he was going to do something about it. That something about it is what we are here to hear. And the radio carried it after investigation that 5.4 billion naira was involved in that scandal, and that 15 people were involved. We are still waiting. Are these 15 people those people, or are they above the law of the land? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that lengthy one. Yes, it's a pension matters, and I think it could be best said by pensioners themselves. It is their own narration that we want to hear so that we can have a best way out. The government is having its ear to the ground, and if the government actually wants to, solve this problem, I think they should be taking some takeaways here. Should be what government should be looking at. Hello.
Hello. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Good morning. Good morning, sir. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, please. I'm afraid you will have to call us back because network is not, it's echoing back at us here, and it's not good for our system. Hello.
Well, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
This is your friend, Mr. Harris Awo.
Okay, sir.
But this is a pension matter. It's every year, even at the federal level. See, let me tell you something. In America, once you retire, they pay you a complete pension. They don't owe you. In Britain, the same thing. I was at Zaria when I was growing up. It's a Nigeria Tobacco Company, ATC, Zaria. Once you retire, they pay you. I know a man who they give 30 million naira. Use it and do business. Why can't once it's your money, every money, they remove our money, 75%, government to contribute 7%. What they should do, once you retire, the day you retire, they give you all your money. Take it and do whatever you want to do. If you want to start business. Then you start, the other people start contributing. Once they retire too, they take their money. It's not government money. Do you know a pension managers are the most secret people in Nigeria? They have businesses, they have hospitals, hotels, and everything. I know many of them. They drive big cars, and the pensioners are dying every day. Like me now, I have not been collecting my pension okay today. I'm a graduate, my brother. I'm very sick. I have respiratory disease. I have kidney problems. I spend more than 6 million naira. From where? So this is the problem. Let's government, once you retire, the day you clock your time and they give you all your contributing money. It's not their money. Then they'll start with other groups. It will be better. Look at what government is saying. They inherited. Inherited what? I think that's the best, procedure, sir. Once you retire, they give is contributory. There's 7% from government, 7% from you. Once you retire, they give you whatever you like to do. It is for you. It's your matter. Then the next person, the same thing. Because every year you must retire, sir. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Thank you very much. We wish you quick recovery. Well, I think this is so disheartening. When you will work your money, your own contribution, pension is supposed to be given to you so that you can have something tangible to do with it. I think myself, I had that experience when my dad retired. In fact, I wanted to even stage a drama when we were going to IBCT. What do you call that place? You see his money. He said all his children, none of them is, we're on our own. He has sponsored all his children. The last person I've just finished from NCE. So I give him my money. They say, no, we'll be giving you 25,000 naira every month. Somebody who's collecting close to 100,000 naira, now you want to give him. It's not his money. I say, give him his money all. So that's how they do. I think the government need to look at this thing because it's frustrating some people. Some people even will die and leave the money for somebody to come and eat. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You are doing a very wonderful job,
Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Fire, and the whole people of Badeggi. Are you hearing me now?
Loud and clear, sir.
My name is Abdullah here in Mina.
Okay, go ahead and make your contribution, Mal Abdullahi.
Can I even include
Pardon?
Can I include speaking Hausa also?
Go ahead, but you'd have to be very, very snappy because other people will want to come in.
All right. Wallahi Mr. Fire, wallahi mun gode muku kuna da kishin ku ne kuke outin magana wanda yake kuna taimakon mu mun gode muku Allah ƙara muku albarka.
Amin, aikin al'umma aikin yi.
Yawa abin da ni nake son faɗa shi ne cewa wallahi gwamnati ne da ce ba ta yi ma pensioniya adalci ba. Wallahi ba ta yi ma gwamnati pensioniya adalci ba. Wallahi pensioniya suna nan fa suna mutuwa akan rashin kuɗi, rashin abinci, rashin abin da za su sai ma magani da shi. Na biyu shine mu muna son Niger State government ta fito mana kwararo da faɗa mana ne matsala. A kira DG din pension board a tambaye shi ne matsala din abun ne. Ne ke faruwa da batun pension din nan an shiru ba mu ji komi ba. Duk lokacin nan mun so mu tafi government house mu je mu kwana a wurin sai an biya mu kuɗin mu. Mun zo mun ji cewa an ce za a biya yau wurin sati uku kenan ba mu ji komi ba. Kuma wannan mutumin din nan secretary na pension din nan ni ban ga abin da suke mana ba na union secretary na union mu ban ga abin da pensioner ne suke mana da karancin kuɗi da wahala da muke yi still yan union din nan ana cire kuɗi a cikin kuɗin mu don su yi mana aiki ba su yi mana aiki suna cinye kuɗin nan saboda Allah mutanen sun san Allah kuwa more especially mutumin nan ba kan din nan sun san da suke yi ba mu ba mu je komai ba. Mu abin da mu muke so, ka gane batun 7.5 din nan kuma wallahi mutumin na ya magana sun ji mana ciwo sosai. Kuɗin da aka tara mana tun da muke aiki cewa za a biya mana aka ce zero account. Wallahi it is a sadist job, sad matter. Sun ji kan wannan. Su waye ne suka ci kuɗin? Hannun kuɗin na hannun waye ne? An ce an ke kuɗi pension board. Ina kuɗin suke? Idan yan gwamnati ne suka cinye kuɗin akan kuɗi mana ai suna nan muna da tax officer da suke submitting kuɗi kowane wata zuwa kamfani ai suna nan na san kamfani ba za su cinye kuɗin nan ba sai dai ba su ba kuma akwai ni ina nan na samu problem a wannan pension ina yau wata uku shekara uku kenan sun ce sun mai da kuɗi din pension board ana kiran shi ko swap ne an ce an mai da shi ya kamfani za ta kuɗi pension board ta dogo zunzurin su kuɗi zuwa pension board sannan kuma ka je pension board wai ana jira wai gwamna ya sa hannu wai gwamna ya sa hannu gwamnati ta sa hannu sannan a biya wani yaya gwamnati zai sa hannu bayan shi kamfanin ne ya ɗauko kuɗin mu ya ke pension board da biya mu tana ce wai ba kuɗi wai sai dai gwamnati ta sa hannu da aka kawo kuɗin pension board sun kwashe ne sun je sun ba ko sun ba gwamnati ne kuma abin da muke so mu sani kina don Allah da annabi idan ma gwamnatin ma na jin mu yanzu nan ya dauka wanda kuɗin ke hannu su a ga kamo su dan Allah da annabi mun gaji yaran mu suna gida ba su je makaranta ba da yin
so muna godiya muna godiya. Well, I think there is something needed to be clear here. Complaining about the union on pensioners, this is not everybody is a unionist now. The union will not pay you money. The only people who have the power to pay you money are the government, so to speak. That's the only channel. If the governor wants your money to be paid, who is union? No matter how the union pays home the demand, the call that is coming from every angle is not more laudable than that of the union. So I think you need to free the union now and just face your problem. What you want is your money. Your 7.5, the money has been mopped up. Where is the 7.5? Why is it that others are being paid, others are not being paid? This is one thing that nobody could answer, that is question that is begging for answer. That is one. Two, the people who retired now, you are making retirement to be a kind of a dreadful, something that is very scaring to civil servants in Niger State. And this is why people will have to be falsifying their age. Because if you retire, somebody who want to retire 6 months before your retirement, you have processed all your document, your file. It gets to pension board, it stops. You've retired, they stop your salary, and your pension is not coming. Not to talk of even gratuity, the pension that will continue. Somebody, if you have started giving somebody food, if it becomes so habitual giving him food, The day you stop giving him that food, you are endangering his life. You have put his life into danger. So the government must know that from the day you stop somebody payment to somebody's salary, and you refuse to give his the pension, you should know that you are putting a very big problem into that person, and you should have a fear of God. So we are calling on government, all those files that are lying on pension board, clear them and start paying people their pension before you process the what do you call their gratuity. So people are going through hell in that regard, and the 7.5 is very, very important. Give people their money. The law has been repealed. Why should somebody be holding this thing? If the PFS are the one holding, why don't government sue them? They should sue them to court now. It is their money, people's money. The law has been repealed. Give them back their money. If you are taking their money to do business, then go and get their money for them now. So I think it's important. Let's take some Facebook messages here. We have this one coming from Aliu. Ali said, what happens to the 25 billion naira Mr. Governor set aside for pensioner matters, out of which 6.5 billion naira has been spent? Where is the remnants of the money? Pensioners are living a life of a poultry farm, very pathetic and dying in drones. If you have a heart, you won't keep any of them on promise stage. This will encourage serious corruption in civil service sector. Yes, you can't be watching these old men and women wallowing and dying in pain. That's according to Aliu. Umar Baba Buba Mohammed said pensioners should never be neglected. They should be pampered for services made for the country, state and local government. They are encouraging looting if in service. That is true. Umar Buba Mohammed is coming back to say, okay, seriously. Okay, Umar Dan Azmi says 7.5 is a crime, a 419 and a complete scam, which shouldn't have been in existence in this first time. We have this one coming from Lima Twata Kutigi said, Salaam alaikum Usman Apa. In fact, pensioners are seriously suffering, dying every day without getting their gratuity and death benefit. Pensioners are frustrated, confused, illness and helplessness. Please, Bagu, don zatin girman Allah, pay pensioners their gratuity. And Muhammad Gimba is coming to say, well done, Badeggi Radio. Thank you very much. Let's take some calls. Hello.
Manapaya, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ambassador Gebu the Challenger. I'm calling you from Tudun Fulani City. You see, this issue of pensioners that have not collected their pension and gratuity is a very sympathetic issue and it's also worrisome. What is even paining me the most is this. The 25 billion naira they said my principal, right on the Boomer Bago, have released. They have not paid even half of that money now. So what is happening? Where is the issue coming from? I don't know if you're understanding me, Mr. Usman Apaya. They said they have released a huge amount of money like this. And even half of that money, they have not paid. The other time, pensioners said they are going to go and sit until they answer them. Mr. Governor said very soon he's going to resume. But he has not given pension. He has a specific date or time that he's going to resume paying them their gratitude. And it is uncalled for. What I was expecting is this, Mr. Governor, will give us a surprise package. Like today, the Niger is at 50. They will start paying them. But the governor is not even in town. We are not even hearing from him. So please, Niger at 50, Mr. Governor, step up and pay pensioners their gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have another message coming here. This one is saying the most worrisome thing is that payment of January pension is something else. Some people got their own and majority were not paid. Why? Yesterday, if you go to pension office, you will know what I am talking about. What they are talking about was you should get another I'm alive details and submit. They said you will get your money. But I am telling you, wallahi, many of us don't get our January pension. Please, let them do everything humanly possible to pay. Oh, thank you very much. I think it's very worrisome. Hello.
Salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam, Jimaku Musa Jibu.
Daga nan Bosel Wazir.
Yes.
Usman Fire, the Patakatash lecture.
Yes.
Let me just say something. I just observed something about this pension of a thing. Where I can say there's a bias between the government and the pensioners. Where a pensioner is using only 3,000, 5,000 naira in a month. And after again, it will be money deducted because of this monthly dues for each and every pensioner. At least this thing will not go well. Let it not be compulsory dues payment. Let it be a voluntary dues payment. At least by doing so, it will help the pensioners, giving them more privilege to get what they want to get, their own sweat that have suffered Nigeria and Niger State. At least by doing so, I'm still saying, let that dues, monthly dues should be voluntarily to pay the dues. If you like, pay. If you don't like, you leave. Because what I'm looking at, there's no any benefit by paying those dues to Nigerian pension or what have you. Is there any help given to them? If there's anything in terms of sickness and what have you. So let it be voluntary, not compulsory, by this removing their money from their pension every month. It doesn't all go well.
Okay.
And lastly, let us fear the Almighty Allah. These people, our parents, our grandparents, our uncles, and even we, military pensioners. But I'm surprised to hear a Nigerite receiving 3,000 naira as a pension. It's so disheartening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your call. Yes, sir. 091385790001 is the number to call and be part of the program. We are looking at pension matter. The plight of pensioners in the state is what we are looking at, and we want to have your own input on the program so that going forward we should be able to know what should be done in terms of coming to the plight of pensioners. Like I said, there are a lot of issues that we have raised here, and it's begging for the input from pensioners and authority concerned. We'd like to hear from, probably if you can hear from any of the government official or any of the union of pensioners, why should we have this problem persistently happening so that we can deal with it. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Oh, no. Hi, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, I've been listening to your program. And first, let me thank you so much for dedicating this program to pensioners.
Yes.
We really thank you and your station for your commitment to issues bordering on pensioners.
Yes.
Really, it's not easy. You know, you can't imagine a pensioner, a gentleman or woman who retired 15 years ago, 15 years ago, maybe at 60. Now, that person will be about 75 years old and no gratuity. And the painful thing is that maybe you have about 3 million. You know you have about 3 million gratuity or 4 million. You have an ailment of 1,000 naira. You cannot buy any drug. And you know you have money. So it's painful. And I want to commend them because they've really tried. They've tried. And I tell you, the officials themselves, there's nothing they've not done. There's nothing they've not done. They've gone to emirs, they've gone to the house, they've gone to prominent people to see if they can have access to those who can pay these gratuities and pensions. And we later saw that even felt it. The box stopped at the governor's table. So there's nothing you can do. If the governor does not give money, you cannot pay. So the issue here now is that we don't know if the states don't have the money to pay, because it can't be deliberate. The last meeting the members of the pensioners held with the governor promised that he had problems. It was not, they were recycling files and for gratuity payments and so on. So they wanted people who are really alive, because even the dead people, they were seeing their files. So they said they should go for I'm alive. To tell the board that you are alive and you can collect your money. Okay, the issue of I'm alive became another problem because some people are still not doing it in the right way. Like this January salaries, some people can't get because some of them submitted the last, not the current I'm alive. It shows that maybe you are dead, you died this year or you died last year before this current I'm alive. So those people are not paid. And then the banks, like the last, second to the last speaker said, this issue of non-payment could be because of the banks. The banks are not, we don't know if they are still analog because they don't upload these things to where they are supposed to upload them to, or the individuals themselves who are not presenting the right papers. So we believe that things will be done. Don't blame any pensioner who is angry, who is annoyed. It is very painful. And the governor has promised to pay. We've just finished going through the files, arranging them the way he wanted us to arrange them. That we want to make sure that every year is paid before the 2015. From 2004 to 2015, he wants to clear every file. And I'm sure that has been done. And the governor is already aware. When he comes back, we still pray that Almighty Allah will touch his heart and then release money for people to benefit in gratuity.
We hope so. We hope so. Time is not about us. If not, I would have loved to ask you a question, but we don't have time now. Our time has already been fast spent. But we want to appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for that clarity.
No, you appreciate the pensioners.
We appreciate
because they've really tried.
We will have to do just
anything they do now, you don't blame them.
Yes.
You don't just blame them.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, to the pensioners, we want to appreciate you for your patience, for your resilience. It's not easy for you after Mario's Torres service for 35 years or thereabout, only for you to come and be crying and begging for the benefit to be given to you. So it is a clarion call to the former governor because as it is said, the box stops on the governor's table. If governor wants pensioners to be cleared today in less than 24 hours, everything will be done because the same way you go and borrow money to build skyscrapers, flyovers and what have you should be doing that for pensioners. If there is anything that requires going out to borrow money urgently to settle now, pensioners should be one. Second should be water. So we want to use this forum to call on the governor. If the advisors around you are not advising you, this is one of the biggest plight of the good people of Niger State today. Pension and water is what people need. Secondly, thirdly could be electricity. If you don't give people light, people will maintain, but they cannot live life without their pension being paid. You cannot live life without drinking water and water to cook and do other things. So these are the two plight. At least if you can do this thing, settle this thing for people, I think somehow you are good to go. Well, listeners, this is where the curtains falls on the program for today. We sincerely like to thank you for always staying tuned to Badeggi Radio to listen to our program. Most importantly, Badeggi Radio Link. We want to appreciate you. Without you, we wouldn't have been here. So, and for the pensioners, we want to say, please maintain the tempo, continue to be patient, continue to pray, and continue to raise your voice. God's willing, God will send the Messiah who will wipe your tears. And from all of us here, I am Usman Apaya. Thank you for listening. God bless you and goodbye for now.